Okay, welcome back. This is looking at 27B, the exercise on page 255. 27B is about reflexive pronouns. Now, that sounds like a fancy, scary word, but it's really a fairly simple idea. Reflexive pronouns refer back to a subject. Now, that's best illustrated by an example. Me in piscina vidi. Vidi means I saw. Me, I saw me literally in the fish pond, but we say I saw myself. So notice how that really is reflexive or reflective, you could say, right? When you look at yourself in a mirror or you look at yourself in the surface of water, you're actually seeing a reflection. So this is why we call it or reflexives. They refer or reflect back to a subject. So here the subject of this sentence is the sort of unstated I, right? The verb tells us I saw. We could have had ego me in piscina vidi, but it's really unnecessary because vidi says I saw. Me is the reflexive direct object here. I saw myself in the fish pond. This example a little more interesting and challenging here. Ubi caecidistis, excuse me, ubi caecidistis vobis nocuistis. So when you fell, you all, right? Caecidistis, that's perfect tense, plural. You all, plural, ending there. And then nocoistis, same thing. So when you fell, you hurt yourselves. Now this is dative here, vobis, and that's because nokeo nocere is a dative verb. It's one of those verbs like apropinquare or occurrere, which naturally take a dative object instead of an accusative object. So that's why vobis here. So you get the idea though. Again, when you fell, you hurt yourselves. You are doing harm back to yourself. So we say this is reflexive once again. You didn't hurt someone else, you hurt yourselves. So I hurt myself, you hurt yourself, he hurt himself. These are all called reflexives. More examples down here. Maybe it's worth just taking a look at what this says here. The words in boldface are being used as reflexive pronouns. A pronoun is reflexive when it refers to the subject of the sentence, as may in the first sentence refers to the understood first person subject of the verb vidi, as I just said, just as in the translation myself refers to I. And then let's see, while the genitive, dative, accusative, and ablative forms of the regular first and second person pronouns may be used reflexively as in the examples above, there are special forms for third person reflexive pronoun as in the following. So these are third person reflexive pronouns. Most of the time what you'll see is either sibi or say, or this say here for ablative. Not so much this sui, but these for sure you will see. So this is when a he, a she, an it, or a they do something to themselves, or they see themselves, or they find themselves maybe in some situation. So always a self referring back to, whether it's I or you or he or they. So these are third persons. Now let's have a look at 27B. There's only five, so I'm just going to do the first one. Well, maybe the first two. Let's just make sure that it's okay. So read each incomplete sentence, select the correct pronoun, remembering that reflexive always refer to the subject, then read aloud and translate. So here the subject is Aurelia. Aurelia is doing something, most likely to herself, and here she has caught sight of, she has seen, Aurelia saw or caught sight of herself in the water. Now, again, you may say caught sight of something, and that may sound genitive or something like that, but let's just think of this as one verb, and we'll say it as saw instead of caught sight of to throw off the confusion of that of at the end of the word there. So Aurelia saw herself in the water. So this is just going to be an accusative direct object. What did she see? She saw herself. So this one, since Aurelia is a third person, she's a she, not a I or a you here, but a she. We're going to say that the answer is se, the accusative. She saw herself, se in aqua conspexit. And now Aurelia she was a she, but now when she speaks about herself, she becomes an I. So, I, said Aurelia, saw myself in the water. Conspexi it's become conspexi. It was conspexit, that was third person singular. Now conspexi is first person singular because now she's saying I. So ego, which one? Say, sibi, or may? And the answer is going to be may because say would not refer back to a third person singular subject, which these have to refer to. Here, the subject is an I. So, in order for it to be reflexive, the I has to see myself. So, we're going to do may here. Literally, I saw me in the water, but of course, we would just say I saw myself. So, that's all there is really to reflexive pronouns, and that should take you through 27b. There's three more. The only thing I would warn you about here is that again, no nocere is a verb that takes the dative case. So you have to think about that. Think about who is the subject, and then think about the fact that this is a dative verb. So it has to have a dative object. Same thing here, nocui dative again. So the answer cannot be a nominative or an accusative. It must be a dative object. I hope that is satisfactory for this short exercise. Good luck to you all once again.